Those who cannot change their minds cannot change anything. This is Success with Srini.
Welcome back to Success with Srini. On the podcast today, I'm answering a question that has come in from a listener of this podcast and a challenge that they are going through for a very long time now, over 20 years. Dealing with anger and something that they're not able to overcome. Srini, I heard you on your radio shows. You said on your radio show to text you, so I'm texting you. My anger problem is consuming me from all sides. I have been dealing with it over 20 years. I tried everything, nothing seems to work. Do you suggest I try hypnosis? Yes, I highly suggest you try hypnosis. That's given. But then before you jump into any solution, you need to really explore why this is happening. And I want to share some thoughts around why this happens. I'm not saying these could be the reasons. There could be many reasons why somebody is angry and why somebody is unable to get rid of anger. There could be many. But then I want to highlight a few here. Hopefully, you will see yourself in this. And the reason why I'm recording this podcast is also because there are many people who can identify themselves with this issue. Anger is something that we all have in us. And anger is a good thing that needs to be used in the right way, in the right context, in the right proportions. But then sometimes, we really don't spend time studying this. Anxiety, stress, anger, overwhelm, all these things are good. They're not negative. These are the reasons why the humanity has progressed and has come to this point. Imagine somebody was frustrated with something. That's why growth. They did something. They invented something. Growth happened. So there are good things. So all these attributes have their good and bad. So let's not disqualify anger completely. But we need to get to the root of this. We need to identify why somebody is that angry. So I want to share a few thoughts here. Hopefully, as I said, you will be able to see yourself in this. The first and the foremost reason is, before I go there, I have in my dealings with people in different hypnotherapy sessions and in consultations, what I've seen is that majority of the times anger is something that they have inherited. So it has come from generations above and they're successfully giving it to the next generation or next generations. So it runs in the family. Something to do with genetics. Seen that a lot. But then that's okay. But let's talk about, that is there. That could be there, may not be there. There's a lot of research on that. But then given who we are very knowledgeable. We have information. We have access to information. We can assimilate information. We can debate on information and we can make some conclusions. So given we are in such wonderful times now, we should be able to take control of this. So why do we get angry? Well, it turns out that when you are put in situations that you don't like and you never subscribed, for some reason, life is putting you, but you don't see life is putting you. You see other people are making you do things that otherwise you don't want to do. That is when you start to become angry. And then you may deal with the situations that you are being put in, but then at some point, you start to realize that you don't have what it takes to really deal with them. And the gap is big and wide. And you are fighting a losing battle. So that's when anger takes over. That could be one of the reasons. I'm not saying that is the reason, but that could be one of the reasons. Then comes that, I am doing everything I'm doing, but others are getting away with less. Why is that? I'm putting in a lot more than them, but I'm not getting equal amount in return or more. I should be getting more, in fact, and I'm not. Now, this is not jealousy. This is not envy. None of that. This is in general. That's the way the mind operates, not with any jealousy or envy. There could be some struggle, that deep internal struggle, some identity issue or some key decisions that you might have made that and you're not able to overcome now because time has gone and the resources or the strengths that were needed have depleted, and now you're in a situation where you are unable to get that anymore. So no matter how hard you try, it's not happening. So that's leading to anger or persistent anger. That could be that. Or you are fed up and tired of taking care of something that you never really created in the first place. That could also be a reason. And there could also be some trauma that has happened, invisible trauma. For example, I met people who have lost a parent or they have lost some investment, and in that moment they thought, it's okay, it's fine, I'm strong, things happen, life is life. They said all those things in the moment, but then as time went by, they never really took that statement inward. They never really identified with that statement. And slowly, and that could be causing the pain, and that could be causing the anger. And there could also be no specific reason why you have anger. You cultivated it for no reason. It is there with you. And you had a vision who you wanted to become. But along the way, over the years, you have become somebody else completely. Some whole different identity. And that identity happened because of influences from different people, different circumstances. And there is no one reason that you can point out. I've seen that happen too. So you really do not know who you are anymore. And overall life path is unhappy, you're confused, and you really do not know how to change. And along the way, you have taken less and less care of yourself. Hence, you are becoming angrier. That could be that. Now the question becomes is this all there is to anger? Not really. There could still be other reasons why people get angry. But these are the main ones that I have personally seen. So I want you to, first of all, identify yourself and say, okay, these things make sense. Yes, I have changed. Yes, I have something that I'm being put into that I'm not able to deal with. I have been asked to take care of things that I'm not responsible for, or I did not create in the first place. Or I have some trauma, invisible trauma, and I have no idea when it started. I want you to identify yourself in one or a couple or three of these things. And once you identify, then the solution becomes easier. Becomes easier because from this point on, you could try anything. So that will give you an idea. Will I be able to get rid of this through mindfulness? Should I be able to get rid of this with some affirmations? Or will I be able to get rid of this through some therapy? You'll start just getting a feel of this. So I'm not saying that you start believing that you have tried everything and nothing has worked, so you want to try hypnosis. I don't think that's the good way to look at, because with that mindset, you will try hypnosis and it's not going to work. And now you'll say, I'll try everything. Till somebody else comes along who will sound a little bit more convincing, and then you'll start believing in them. And then you'll again go through the same process. So I don't want you to disqualify any approaches, but at the same time, I want you to self-explore a bit before you try a solution. Yes, there could be a possibility that many of the solutions may take some time. So you may feel annoyed, frustrated, and all that. And there is also a possibility that you could be doing therapy and mindfulness or something else, a combination of a few things. All that could happen. So that's perfectly fine too. I hope this is helpful. I hope you find value in this. But then if you have a follow-up question for me, let me know so that I'll come back and kind of expand a bit more on this. And the shortest answer to the question is yes, try hypnosis. Give it a wholehearted attempt and let it address this issue. Okay, my time is up. Wherever you are, be safe, and I'll be talking to you as early as tomorrow. Stay tuned.